यावान् साविति प्रोक्तं संस्थावयवानिव आसीद्यद् उदरात् पद्मं लोकसंस्थानलक्षणं यावानयं वै पुरुषः यत्तावयवै पृथक् तावानसाव इति प्रोक्तः संस्थावयववान् इव. No, asit as it grew, yad udarat, the abdomen, padmam, lotus, lokaha, world, samsthana, situation, lakshana, sister, yavan as it were, I am this, why certainly, purushaha, the supreme lord, yataha, measurement, ava, avayavahi, by embodiments, prithak, different, tavan, so, asav, that, iti proktaha, it is so said, samstha, situation, avayavavan, avayavavan, embodiment, even like. So from the navel of Lord, that is from the abdomen, the lotus padmam, the lotus stem sprouts from his abdomen, padmam. So in that lotus stem, the whole world, 14 planetary system are situated. Now, the question asked is, O Lord Brahmana, Parishit Maharaj is asking, what must be the size of Purusha, Lord size, and what must be the size of the body of the Lord and that of the common living entity? So nice question. Embodiment, avyavavan, what must be the, how it is different, prathak, how it is different. Yata means measurement. How is the measurement of the body of Lord and the body of the living entity, how they are different? Here, body of the Lord and those of common living entities, how they are different. So that has been asked. So this is a question asked. This is a question where, because all the living entities, this question is asked because all the living entities, they are in the abdomen of Lord. So when from the abdomen of the Lord, from the navel, the lotus stem emanates, and in that planetary system, he is placing all the jivas according to their karmas. So naturally, the question asked is, what must be the size of the living entities, because they are all situated in the abdomen of Lord. So what must be his size? So many living entities inside that abdomen. What a nice question. Huh? We never even think about it. We say, yes, everybody has entered the stomach of Lord. What must be the size of the stomach of Lord? Because there are unlimited living entities, and in the 14th planetary system, unlimited living entities have been placed. And this is just for this Brahmanda. Only this is for this Brahmanda. In that way, in Garbhadaksha Vishnu, so many Brahmandas have come, so many Andas are there, and so many Garbhadaksha Vishnus are also there. What must be the size of the abdomen of Lord from where the navel enters? So here, particular Garbhadaksha Vishnu is asked of this Brahmanda. Now, Parishit Maharaj is not concerned about the Garbhadaksha Vishnu of different Brahmandas. About this Brahmanda has been asked. Okay. Arula, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 8. Asidayaduddarat padmam loka samsthana lakshanam yavanayam vai purusha yattavai yavai pritak tavana saviti proktah samsthavayavavaniva. Translation. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose abdomen the lotus stem sprouted, is possessed of a gigantic body according to his caliber and measurement, then what is the specific difference between the body of the Lord and those of common living entities? Purport. Prabhupada ki jai. One should note how Maharaja Parikshit intelligently put questions before his spiritual master for specific understanding of the transcendental body of the Lord. It has been described in many places before this that the Lord assumed a gigantic body like that of Karanodakshai Vishnu, from whose hair pores innumerable universes have generated. The body of Garbhodakshai Vishnu is described as sprouting the lotus stem within which all the planets of the universe remain, and at the top of the stem is the lotus flower on which Lord Brahma is born. In the creation of the material world, the Supreme Lord undoubtedly assumes a gigantic body, and living entities also get bodies, big or small, according to necessity. For example, an elephant gets a gigantic body according to his needs, and so also an ant gets its body according to its needs. Similarly, if the personality of Godhead assumes a gigantic body to accommodate the universe or the planets of a particular universe, there is no difference in the principle of assuming or accepting a particular type of body in terms of necessity. A living being and the Lord cannot be distinguished simply by the difference in the magnitude of the body. So the answer depends on the specific significance of the body of the Lord as distinguished from the body of the common living being. Hare Krishna.
The living entity assumes a particular type of body according to its need. Lord doesn't have to do all those things. The living entity and the Lord cannot be distinguished simply by the difference in the magnitude of the body. Living entity is always servant. Now it can have a bigger body, but that doesn't mean that it can be compared to Lord. Okay. Ajaha sujati bhutani bhutatma yadanugrahat tadrusheyena tadrupam nabhi padma samudbhavah. Aja srujati bhutani bhutatma yad anugrahat tadrusheyena tadrupam nabhi padma samudbhavah. Ajaha. The Lord is one who is born without a material source. It's not written unborn. Huh? You see now the meaning has been changed. One who is born without a material source. That means he is born. It's not unborn. There's a lot of difference. Huh? When you write in Bhagavad Gita, it was written unborn. But in Bhagavatam, higher study, he is born but without a material cause or material source. Sujati, he is born, that is why he is creating also. No? He creates Bhutani. He creates all those materially born. Bhutatma yad anugrahat. Bhutatma, having a body of matter, yad anugrahat. So, by the mercy, Tadrushe, Brahma, Tadrushe, he could see, yena by whom, Tadrupam, his form of the body, Nabhi, navel, Padma, lotus flower, Samadbhava, being born. So, Brahma, who was not born of a material source, now about Brahma has been told. Here, Ajaha, he is Ajaha. Now, he doesn't have a material source, but he is born out of a lotus flower, which comes from the from the navel abdomen of the Lord. Now, he is the creator of all those who are materially born. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to see the form of the Lord. So, even Brahma is also known as Ajaha. Even for Krishna also, the name comes Ajaha. Both of them don't have any material source. Even Brahma doesn't have a material source. He comes from the navel. And only by Anugraha of Krishna, he could see the form of Lord. He has been given the task of creation. Now, what is he creating? He is creating a material body. He is able to see form of Lord. So, is he seeing a material form? He is seeing that spiritual form. So, Lord's form is not made up of matter, but Lord has a form. This verse proves Lord has a form. At the same time, Brahma is creating many forms which are made up of matter. That is how Brahma can understand the difference between the body of a living entity and the body of the Lord. Living entity is Sachidananda, but body of the living entity is not Sachidananda. At the same time, Krishna's body and Krishna is Advayam, Advaitaha, Advayam, Advaitaha, not split even for a fraction of a second. So Krishna's body and Krishna are non-different, and Krishna's body is Sachidananda. So that is how Brahma could see the difference between body of Lord and body of the living entity. Okay. Actually, Maharaj Parikshit is answering his own question, if you see. In the previous question, is asking what is the difference between the body of the Lord and the body of the living entity. And here, what is he answering? What is he saying? Brahma created the form and could see the form. So he could see the difference between the form of the Lord and form of. That means Lord's form is not made by Brahma. Whatever Brahma made is matter, material body, the body made up of matter. But when Brahma is seeing, that means already the form is existing. From here we can understand Krishna is existing ever. He is always existing. He is Shashvataha, he is always existing. He is Adi Purusha. Because Brahma created, Brahma could see. So there is a lot of difference in this. Okay, Vrindavan Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ajah srijati bhutani bhutatma yad anugrahat dadrishe yena tadrupam nabhi padma samudbhavaha. Brahma, who was not born of a material source, but of the lotus flower coming out of the navel abdomen of the Lord, is the creator of all those who are materially born. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to see the form of the Lord. The first living creature, Brahma, is called Ajaha because he did not take his birth from the womb of a mother, materially born. He was directly born from the bodily expansion of the lotus flower of the Lord. Thus, it is not readily understandable whether the body of the Lord and that of Brahma are of the same quality or different. This must also be clearly understood. One thing is, however certain, Brahma was completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord, because after his birth, he could create living beings by the Lord's grace only, and he could see the form of the Lord. Whether the form seen by Brahma is of the same quality as that of Brahma is a bewildering question, and Maharaj Parikshit wanted to get clear answers from Srila Shukadeva Goswami. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So he is also Aja, na? He is also Aja, Lord is also Aja. So is the form of Brahma, the body of Brahma and Lord are the same quality. So let us see. Sachapi yatra purusho vishwastityudbhavapyah muktvatmaya maishah shete sarva puhashayah. Sachapi yatra purusho vishwastityudbhavapyah मुक्त्वात्मा माया मायेशः शेते सर्वगुहाशयः सह ही also appears is yatra where Purusha, the personality of Godhead, Vishwa, the material world, Sthiti, maintenance, Udbhava, creation, Apya, annihilation, Muktva, without being touched, Atmayam, all energy, Maya Isha, the Lord of all energies. Shete does lie on Sarva Guha Shaya, one who lies in everyone's heart. So now next question asked is, please also explain the personality of Godhead who lies in everyone's heart as a super soul and as the Lord of all energies, but is untouched by his external energy. So Sarva Guha Shaya, he lies in everyone's heart. So I want to know about that Purusha who is Vishwa Sthiti, Udbhavaha, Apayaha. The three things are given. Sthiti, Udbhava, Apaya. So he is God, generator, operator, destructor. Without touching, he creates by his own energy. Maya Ishaha is the Lord of all the energies. Parayeshanubhava, sorry, Parasa Shakti Vividheva Shruyate. He has multifarious energies. By all his energies, he creates, he annihilates, he maintains. So I want to know about that Supreme Personality of God. So he wants to know, what did Brahma see? Well, Brahma saw the form of Lord by the mercy of Lord. So he is asking, I want to know about the personality of Godhead. I want to know how he looks. What is the mercy shown to Brahma? So, okay. Bindu, you read? Bindu?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam.
Read.
Text 10. Sachapi yatra purusho vishvasityudbhavapyah muktvatma mayeshah chete sarvaguhashayah. Translation. Please also explain the personality of Godhead who lies in every heart as the Supersoul and as the Lord of all energies, but is untouched by his external energy. Purport. Undoubtedly, the form of the Lord who was seen by Brahma must be transcendental. Otherwise, how could he simply look upon the creative energy without being touched? It is understood also that the same Purusha lies in the heart of every living entity. This also requires proper explanation. Hare Krishna.
पुरुषा वयवैर्लोका सपाला पूर्वकल्पितः लोकैरमुष्यावयवः सपालैरिति शुश्रुमा. Now, Purusha, the universal form of the Lord, Virata Purusha, Avayavahi, by different parts of the body, Lokaha, the planetary system, Sapalaha, with respective governors, Purva, formerly, Kalpitaha discussed, Lokahi, by the different planetary systems, Amushyaha is Avayavaha, different parts of the body, Sapalahi, governors, iti, thus, Shushruma, I have heard. So the planets, their protectors, Lokaha, Sapalaha. So the planets and the protectors, in the previous chapters, they are identified with his limbs, isn't it? They are limbs of the Purusha. They were identified, the limbs of the Purusha. And the limbs of the Purusha, they are identified with the planets. So I want to know more about this. So it was formally explained that all the planets with their respective governors are situated in the limbs of Virata Purusha. And the different planetary systems are supposed to be in the gigantic body of Virata Purusha. So what is their actual position? Will you explain that? Now there are three Vishnus. Vishnu to Trini, Purupani, Purushakhyani Atho Viduhu. Ekam tu Mahatta Srashtihi Divitva Ditiyam Tantu Samstitam. Ditiyam Sarvabhutastam Tani Gyatva Vimuchyate. Three Purushas have been given. The first one is the creator of the Mahatattva. Second, the universe. Third, situates himself in the living entities, in all the living entities. So now, the Parishad Maharaj has asked about the Jivas. In the present question is asking about the Jivas, about the limbs of the Purusha. Well, let us see. 5 questions have been asked. Let us see one by one. Here, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes very nicely, because here Prabhupada is not given. So in the commentary, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, the planets were previously imagined as limbs of the Purusha. If you see second Canto, 5th chapter, 36th verse. Limbs of the Purusha were compared with the planets. 2.1.26 also spoke. So this I have heard from your mouth. So tell me, I asked about the Jiva controlled by the Lord and the second Purusha situated in the universe. So 2 questions he has been asked. I want to know about the Jivas and I want to know about the Purusha. I want to know about the first Purusha, that is Karanadakshayi Vishnu. I also want to know about the third Purusha now, that is, I want to know about Paramatma who is situated Shridakshayi Vishnu. So Sukadeva Goswami is going to tell how the form of the Lord is, what Brahma saw, how it is distinct from Jiva. So how many questions are put? Just see, go through what are the questions put. I want to know about the size of the Lord, body of the Lord and body of the Jiva. This was the first question which was asked. Before that, the question was how the spirit soul acquires body. Is it accidental? Then the question now is asked about how Brahma could see, what form Brahma saw. This is the second question here. Then in the third question, how Lord is lying in everyone's heart. Then if you see the fourth question, where are these planets? I have heard that they are, I want to know about the actual position of the planets. I want to know the position of even the how the Purushas, how the planets are situated in his body. So different ways the question has been put. Technically, he wants to know about the Purusha, he wants to know about Jiva. If you see, in that Purusha also, he wants to know about Karanadakshayi Vishnu. He also wants, now in this question, he wants to know about the third Purusha, that is Shirodakshayi Vishnu. About Garbhadakshayi Vishnu also, he has placed the question. Because from the abdomen, from the navel, what emanates? The lotus stem emanates. That means before creation, everything is there in the abdomen. Afterwards, everything emanates. So what must be the size of the Lord? Actually, there Garbhadakshayi Vishnu is also not asked. There actually it is Karanadakshayi Vishnu. Because Karanadakshayi Vishnu glances over Mahatattva and impregnates the Mahatattva with Jiva Shakti, Kala Shakti. That is why Srila Vaishnava Chakravarti Thakur says he has asked about the first Purusha and the third Purusha. He has not asked about the second Purusha. He is asking about Karanadakshayi Vishnu's stomach. How big is this? How is the body? And what is the size of Jiva Tattva? Okay, this is the first question. The second question was asked about, 5 questions are asked. Second question, if you see what was asked, second question. What is the, what was the form seen by Brahma? That was what form Brahma saw? There comes Garbhadakshayi Vishnu. Because Brahma saw Garbhadakshayi Vishnu. He did not see Karanadakshayi Vishnu, nor did he see Shirodakshayi Vishnu. There comes. Which form, what form Brahma saw? Over. First was about Karanadakshayi Vishnu, second is about Garbhadakshayi Vishnu, third about Super Soul, that is Shirodakshayi Vishnu. And fourth one, if you see, how everything is placed, what is their actual position, how the limbs are extended, because the governors, the planets and their governors, they are all situated in the body of Virata Purusha. So how they are placed? That is what is the question. How everything is placed, how the planets are placed. Planets are imagined as the limbs, and then the limbs are also equated with the planets. How to understand? So many questions has been asked. Before that, the fifth question was how the bodies of the jivas change. Okay, 5 questions till now. Let us see. So simple way to understand, 3 Purushas are there, 1, 2, 3. When we say form, that is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu only as shown, na? Tap, 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 he comes and tells. Tapa, tapa, tapa. Do your tapasya, he does the tapasya. Then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, he's seeing Garbhodakshaya Vishnu only. So, whom you will see then? That time Garbhodakshaya Vishnu only. Afterwards, when he goes along with Mother Earth, at that time it is Shirudakshaya Vishnu. So he goes to Ksheera Then afterwards, the question is about the different limbs, where it is placed, how is the actual position, all these things. Yavan kalpo vikalpo va yatha kalo numiyate bhuta bhavya bhavacchatta ayurmanam chayat satah. Yavan kalpo vikalpo va yatha kalo numiyate bhuta bhavya bhavacchatta ayurmanam chayat satah. Yavan, as it is, kalpaha, the duration of time between creation and annihilation, vikalpaha, a subsidiary creation and annihilation, va either, yatha as also, kalaha, this time, the time, anumiyate is measured, bhuta, past, bhavya, future, bhavat, present, shabdaha, sound, ayuhu, duration of life, manam, measurement, cha also, yat which, sataha, of all living beings in all planets. Now, the question is about the time duration between creation and annihilation. In the same way, subsidiary creations happen, as well as the nature of time, indicated by past, present, future. So, explain the duration and measurement of life of different living entities, known as demigods, human beings, in different planets of the universe. What is that time of creation and what is the time of annihilation? I want to know about demigods also. I want to know about the normal living entities also, a common living entity. I want to know the duration of time for the universe along with its paraphernalia. So universe exists how much time? Now this Brahmanda is created. When in this Brahmanda, the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu creates 14 planetary system. In this 14 planetary system, every jiva has a particular duration of life. Yastvindra Gopamatavendra Mahusva Karma Bandhan Vipapalabhajana Matanoti Karmanu Karmanu Nirdahita into Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajam. Everyone is tied up, right from Brahma to Ant. That means everybody is created and everybody is going to be destroyed. Everybody has a particular past, present, and future. That means the body of even the demigod is going to be destroyed. What must be the time duration of every living entity's body? So it is measured from the creation till the annihilation. Okay. Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna, text 12. Yavan kalpo vikalpo va yata kalo numiyate bhuta bhavya bhavat shabda ayurmanam chayat sataha. Translation. Also, please explain the duration of time between creation and annihilation and that of other subsidiary creations, as well as the nature of time indicated by the sound of past, present, and future. Also, please explain the duration and measurement of the life of the different living beings known as the demigods, the human beings, etc., in different planets of the universe. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Past, present, and future are different features of time to indicate the duration of life for the universe and all its paraphernalia, including the different living beings in different planets. Hare Krishna.
कालस्यानुगतिर्यातु लक्ष्यतेऽन्वी बृहत्यपि यावत्यः कर्मकतयो यादृशीर् द्विजत्सत्तमा कालस्यानुगतिर्यातु लक्ष्यतेऽन्विबृहतीपि बृहत्यपि यावत्यः कर्मगतयो यादृशी द्विजसत्तमा. So of eternal time, anugataha, beginning, yatu, as they are, lakshyate, experienced, anvi, small, brahati, great, api, even, yavatyaha, as long as, karmagateha, in terms of the work performed, yadrushi, as it may, Vijayasattama, of purest of all Brahmanas. So next question, what is asked? What is the cause of different durations of time? Now tell me the duration of time. Now next question is what? What is the cause of having difference in the duration of time? Some have short duration of time, some have long. As well as I want to know the beginning of the time following the course of action. Now butterflies, their duration of life is very small, ants' duration of life is very small, human is big, demigods are more big. What is the cause behind this? So it's just going on extending the questions. So, some stay for kalpa, spans, great time. There is also again vikalpa. But whatever it is, past, present, future is perceived. Whether it is humans, pitrus, devatas, anyone's body, there is a past, there is a present, and there is a future. Okay. Vrindavanila Mataji read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. कालस्यानुगतिर्यातु लक्ष्यते अन्विबृहति अपि यावत्यः कर्मगतयो यादृशिर्द्विजसत्तमा. O purest of the Brahmanas, please also explain the cause of the different durations of time, both short and long, as well as the beginning of time, following the course of action. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yasmin karma samavayo yatha yenopaghruyate गुणानां गुणिनां चैव परिणाममभीप्सताम् यस्मिन् कर्म समावायो यथा येनोपगृह्यते गुणानां गुणिनां चैव परिणामम् अभीप्सताम् यस्मिन्, in which karma, that is actions, samayah, samavayah, accumulation, yatha, as far as, yena, by which, upaghriyate, takes over, gunanam, of the different modes of nature, guninam, of the living beings, cha, also, eva, certainly, parinamam, resultant, abhipsatam, of the desires. Translation goes, then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of reactions, accumulation, samavaya, of reactions resulting from different modes of material nature act upon the living entity, promoting or degrading him, different species of life, beginning from demigods to the insignificant creatures. So I want to know how a person gets different types of body according to the accumulation of the reactions. And this different types of action is because of the different modes of material nature. That is how a living entity gets a particular guna. And in that, what is a reaction? Parinamam, resultant. So I have the desire to know what type of body. First was the question was how much duration each stay. Then next was everybody's duration of life was asked. Next is what is the difference between why a person get, what is the reason behind somebody getting a long duration, somebody getting a short duration. Then I also want to know how these reactions of actions, they are the cause of, already cause has been told, but how this accumulation of reactions, they act upon a living entity. Please describe that also. How they are promoted to higher planets, then they get a lower insignificant, they get the body of a lower insignificant creature. So I want to know all this. Technically, if you see the same question only, because here cause of the different duration of life. When you say cause, naturally the cause is what actions, the reactions, his karmas, na? His karmas. Difference is why? Because of the karmas. Somebody has long, somebody has short. That means somebody has demigod body, somebody has got an insignificant creature's body. So the answer itself, the 14th verse is the answer for the 13th verse. Because proportionate accumulation, how the person gets a higher planet, then degrades itself. Technically, if you see, that is the answer also. Okay. Bindu, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. 14, text 14. Yasmin karma samavayo yatayo na pakriyate gunanam guninam chaiva parinamam abhipsatam. Translation. Then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of the reactions resulting from the different modes of material nature act upon the desiring living beings, promoting or degrading them among the different species of life, beginning from the demigod down to the most insignificant creatures. Purport. The actions and reactions of all works in the material modes of nature, either in the minute form or in the gigantic form, are accumulated, and thus the result of such accumulated actions and reactions of karma or work become manifested in the same proportion. How such actions and reactions take place, what the different procedures are, and in what proportion they act are all subject matters of Maharaj Parikshit's inquiries from the great Brahmana Sukdev Goswami. Life in the higher planets, known as the abodes of the denizens of heaven, is obtained not by the strength of spacecraft, as is now being contemplated by the inexperienced scientists, but by work done in the mode of goodness. Even on the very planet where we are now living, there are restrictions upon the entrance of foreigners into a country where the citizens are more prosperous. For example, the American government has many restrictions for the entrance of foreigners from less prosperous countries. The reason is that the Americans do not wish to share their prosperity with the foreigner who has not qualified himself as a citizen of America. Similarly, the same mentality is prevailing in every other planet where there are more intelligent living beings residing. The higher planetary living conditions are all in the mode of goodness, and anyone desiring to enter the higher planets like the moon, sun, and Venus must qualify thoroughly by activity in the complete goodness. Maharaj Parikshit's inquiries are on the basis of proportionate actions of goodness, which qualify one in this planet to be promoted to the highest regions of the universe. Even on this planet of our present residence, one cannot achieve a good position within the social order without being qualified with proportionate good work. One cannot forcibly sit on the chair of a high court judge without being qualified for the post. Similarly, one cannot enter into the higher planetary system without being qualified by good works in this life. Persons addicted to the habits of passion and ignorance have no chance of entering the higher planetary system by any electronic mechanism. According to the statement of Bhagavad Gita 9.25, persons trying to qualify themselves for promotion to the higher planets, higher heavenly planets, can go there. Similarly, persons trying to Pitraloks can go there. Similarly, persons trying to improve the conditions of this earth can also do that, and persons who are engaged in going back home, back to Godhead, can achieve that result. The various actions and reactions of work in the mode of goodness are generally known as pious work with devotional service, culture of knowledge with devotional service, mystic powers with devotional service, and at last, devotional service unmixed with any other varieties of goodness. This unmixed devotional service is transcendental and is called Parabhakti. It alone can promote a person in the transcendental kingdom of God. Such a transcendental kingdom is not a myth, but it is as factual as the moon. One must have transcendental qualities to understand the kingdom of God and God Himself. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So here 2 questions have been asked. No? No. In the 14th verse, 1 question is there, not 2. 1 question is there. Speak about the different types of bodies, how the jiva attains according to his karma that has been given. How from the right from the demigod body to a small living entity, it gets Guninam. Guninam means desired by a particular jiva. According to that, there is a transformation of the gunas with respect to the bodies. Okay, next one. Bhuta Patala Kakuhu. These words are Pitrunyanti, Pitruvataha, Bhutaniyanti, Bhutejaha. Evadyati Metimam. That one verse is there. Pitrunyanti, Pitruvataha. Somebody is worshipping the Pitrus will go to Pitruloka. Devatas will go to Devaloka. Next, Bhuta Patala Kako Vyoma Graha Nakshatra Bhubratam Sarit Samudra Dvipanam Sambhavaschaitat Okshasam Okasam Bhutapalaka Vyoma Graha Nakshatra Bhubratam Sarit Samudra Dvipanam Sambhavaschaitat Okasam Bhutapatala, underneath the land, Kaku, the 4 sides of the heavens, Vyoma, the sky, planets, the nakshatra, stars, Bhubratam, the hills, the rivers, Samudraha, then the islands, how they are appearing. Etat Okasam, or the inhabitants. So, till now, what he was asking about the living entity. Now, how other creations happen, how the 4 directions happen, how the globes are created. I want to know about the different kinds of inhabitants also over there, the planets, stars, mountains, rivers. I want to know about the different inhabitants in these different lands. I want to know about their duration of life. And also how these are also created, as well as how this creation also happened, and who are the inhabitants in that particular region. So about Jala Brahman is also asked, about the Jiva Brahman is also asked. Jala Brahman, how this Jala Brahman, different types of Jala Brahman, different types of matter taking different types of form, how they are created, and Jiva Brahman, how they are there in these different types of creation. So many questions, one after the other. And this Bhagavatam is describing all these creation, sub-creation, maintenance, Atra Sarga, Visargashta, Sthanam, Poshana, Utayaha, Manvantari, Shanukatha, Nirodho, Mukti, Ashraya. These are the 10 subject matters in Bhagavatam. It's going to come in on the 10th chapter. The Sarga, how the whole creation happens, how the sub-creation happens. Atra Sarga, Visargashta, Sthanam, how the different entities, they get different types of sthanam according to their accumulated actions and the reactions. Then how Lord as Kshirakshai Vishnu, how he protects Poshanam, how is he maintaining everything. Then what is that impetus which is making a person do so many activities? Now what is the question asked about the different types of creation? And then how the living entities are placed in these different creations. That means there is living entity in everything, even in fire. That is why some few years before there was an invention, God particle. People are talking about God particle, because they found a particle living particle in the fire. So Prabhupada writes, actually, there are living entities in sun globe also. For us, it may be very fiery, but according to that environment, particular body is given. Okay. Okay. Aruna Dev is the last verse for today.
Hare Krishna. Text 15. Bhupatalaka kubhyoma graha nakshatra bhubhritam sarit samudra dvipanam sambhavaschaita dokasam. Translation. O best of the Brahmanas, please also describe how the creation of globes throughout the universe, the four directions of the heavens, the sky, the planets, the stars, the mountains, the rivers, the seas, and the islands, as well as their different kinds of inhabitants, take place. Creation takes place. The inhabitants of different varieties of land, etc., are differently situated and not all of them are equal in all respects. The inhabitants of land are different from the inhabitants of water or the sky. And similarly, the inhabitants of the different planets and the stars in the sky are also different from one another. By the laws of the Lord, no place is vacant, but the creatures of one particular place are different from those of the other places. Even in human society, the inhabitants of jungles or the deserts are different from those of the cities and villages. They are so made according to different qualities of the modes of nature. Such adjustment by the laws of nature is not blind. There is a great plan behind the arrangement. Maharaja Parikshit requests the great sage Sukadev Goswami to explain all these authoritatively in accordance with the proper understanding. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So he wants to know how the different modes act and then how the judgment is given. So it is not a blind judgment. Adjustment of the law of nature is not blind. This line is very important. It's not a blind statement. There's a great plan behind every arrangement. How the living entities, how they meet each other. There is a mission, no? There is a mission. Suppose the living entities are meeting for a higher mission. That means it's a plan. Simple. Guru Shishya relationship. Guru Shishya Parampara. How the Shishya meets the Guru? Why is he meeting the Guru? So there is a plan. So every living entity is placed in different planets or 14 planetary system. The question started with about the Mahatattva, how the Mahatattva is impregnated. So we want to know the size of the abdomen of the Lord, the body of the Lord, body of the living entity. Want to know about how, which form did Brahma see. Then how Lord is placed as Paramatma in everyone's heart. How the bodies, the short duration of the time. Somebody gets long time, somebody gets short time. What must be the cause of it? What is the difference in the timing? What is the difference in the timing? What is the cause of the differences? Then came accumulation of the karmas. How different planets are there, within the planet itself, there are so many types of creation. How the living entities are placed in every creation. So multiple questions have been asked. So all these questions will be summarized into 10 subject matters of Bhagavatam. You see, all these questions will come as the 10 subject matters of Bhagavatam. Okay? Any questions you can ask? Stop here. One second. Yeah, any question? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, in this last verse that we read, Mataji, here it is very clearly written, like how everything is guided by the gunas. Like they are so made according to different qualities of the modes of nature. And such adjustment by the laws of nature is not blind. So that means the laws of nature, the three gunas, are acting not just on the living entities, but also on things like places, say
Mhm.
rivers, mountains. They are also under different modes.
Yes, even in your atmosphere, the three gunas are prevalent in the morning hours. You have more of satoguna, daytime more of passion, night it is tamas. They act even on the creations, all the creations. Like when if you see the Govardhan Leela, there, there the purpose, the Lord tells to the Vrajavasis, rains are nothing but passion. If you see, you read there, the rains are nothing but the transformation of passion. So, according to the gunas, the creation also happens. Hills, rains, rivers, then you have samudra. In everything, the gunas have their role. The modes of nature. Everything happens because of the mode of nature.
Mhm. Like Mataji,
Like
when
there are
living
certain
entities,
trees,
sorry.
there are certain trees which are considered to be very auspicious. There are certain trees which are considered to be in tamas. You don't plant those trees in the house.
Yes.
So why? Even the trees are also everything. Animate, inanimate, everything is as per the modes of nature.
Then, Mataji, another question. Like when it comes to living entities, be it in the inert form of, say, tree, or in the advanced form of human beings, there it's very evident when the modes of nature act upon them. It's very evident through their activities. But when it comes to something like, say, Mother
Hills,
Bhumi, or say mountain or jungle, so how do we get to know like it's acting and how will it show itself? How will it manifest?
you can see by its energy level, by its energy. Like all hills are not Tirumalai.
Yes.
There's also hill on.
Very true.
So we can understand by its which hill is tamas, which hill is having more of rajas, which hill is tattvik. All hill is not Shabarimalai.
Very true.
So in that way, like our river, every river is there. So many rivers are there, but every river is not Ganga. Why it's water only, na? But still, why you say we go and take bath in Yemen? There is some river which is flowing nearby also. Some ordinary river must be there. Then why that type of energy level is not there? Some rivers are transcendental. Some rivers are more of sato.
So does it imply
That you
that
can
when it
understand.
comes,
Mhm.
does it imply that when it comes to living entities, when the modes of nature act upon them, then the impact it gets manifested in at two levels, at subtle level and at gross level. Like we can find it out through their activities, how they are acting and all that. And then of course at the subtle level also. But when it comes to inanimate things, inanimate objects, then it works only at a
That
subtle
also
level.
works. Yes. You climb that hill and climb this hill, no? You will
Yeah,
have, no?
means only at subtle level it will manifest.
It manifests in all the levels. Right from your thought process itself. You will think of two hills. In one hill, like you have all sato things, all sato guna things. You can understand why there is so much of sato guna in this hill. All hills are the same, but there are certain hills which you don't have to think also. There are some tamasic thing people having staying in some hills. Why they're staying in that hill only? Like why sandalwood is there in Malaya Hills? Why there are some babul in some hills? Because those hills are having so much of tamas, which gives rise to tamasic things, where a lot of tamasic activities only take place. Because that is having that influence. The influence is there. Like morning hours, a lot of satoguna is there. How will you understand that? Because in morning hours, whatever you do, that activity has that power. Night, lot of tamas is there. How you understand that? That influence of it on a living entity. Impact. By that impact, living entities' actions are defined, either gross or subtle. How will so the modes are also defined as gross or subtle. How the modes on the inanimate things are defined by their influence. Impact, influence. What impact it puts? What type of hills? What impact it puts? Like Samudra is everywhere. Indian Ocean is also there. Arabian Sea is also there. Bay of Bengal is also there. But when it comes to Jagannath Puri, you say it is Mahatirtha. Impact. It is the impact or the influence on a living entity.
Yeah, there has to be a good enough reason why Narad Muni directs Dhruv Maharaj to go to Madhuban to perform penance and not to any other place.
By Madhuban. So impact of that mountain on our consciousness. Now Madhuban, you have Dhrutila. Why in Madhuban only? Why he was not told to some other one? One is one only, na? One is forest. Why these 12 forests have an impact? People say, yes, God, Lord is there. Yes, Lord is there. But why Lord is there only in these hills? Why Lord is not there in other hills? He's there. And he's everywhere.
Yes. Then we should avoid going to places like desert and all. There must be some.
Yes, it has been told. You should avoid. Like people go to deserts and they have those caravans, all these things. They only give passion. There is also a desert, but it is giving only passion. Now, when you go to Ahobilam, it's also hill. Practically, if you go in the summers, all the trees are dried. But still, if you walk, you get energy. Why Lord is there? So, even in the deserts also, there is a place which is known as Marwat, where Lord's arrow came. So, that desert is having that divine impact. Your impact and the influence on the living entity defines that place. Defines which mountain is having Sato, Rajas, Tamas.
It's so profound. Yes. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.